Feeding time. Then those lovely people from CID want to interview you again. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. We need to have a partners meeting this afternoon.
Zara won't be happy to come in.
Well, that's what happens when you're a partner. Are we done?
Yeah, I'll leave you with the forms.
Yep.
Partners are having an urgent meeting.
Oh, you know what they're like. We're probably using too many paper clips or something just as exciting.
Do not look at me. They do not tell me anything.
I'm not calling her. You can have that privilege.
It's only Zara. She's not an ogre.
You are joking. It's my day off. We'll push it back to tomorrow when I'm in. All right. I will organise some emergency childcare. But this had better be an emergency, and I am invoicing the practice for the babysitter.
I can't, Mum. I'm sorry. I told Sean I'm meeting him for a drink.
Well, put him off. It's the Rubicon. The menu looks fantastic.
Yeah, and isn't it meant to be brutally expensive?
No, what quality costs?
You're reviewing it, aren't you?
No, it's a free lunch. Well, free dinner.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Why don't we get to the Icon? Oh, no, wait. No, we can't, because you and Heston, you got us banned.
Well, some people are just too sensitive to criticism.
Their Caesar salad looks like it's been reclaimed from the refuse.
That's not criticism, Mother. That's a red flag for environmental health.
Look, it's your father and I's anniversary. It's the first since... And I would like to keep it a special day, you know, each year to remember him. And if we don't do it this year... No. Hi, Rob. Mm-hmm.
Started about half an hour ago, both ends.
Darren?
This is Dr. Reed.
Darren, before you started vomiting, was there any indication that anything was wrong? OK, can you sit up for me, please?
Sit up, son. Withdrawal?
Why, is he an addict?
Oh, no, there's no marks on his arm, but he could smoke it. Darren, do you use drugs?
How long's he been here for?
22 hours.
So you're going to have to let him go soon.
In an hour and a half. CID want to question him.
Well, not like this.
Could he be...
What, faking it? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's drug withdrawal either. Let's get him to my room.
Thanks for coming in. Can you close the door, please? I suppose you're wondering why I called you here.
You're leaving for a career in comedy?
A sexual harassment allegation has been made from one member of staff to the other.
Who?
Jazz against Al.
This is what I've been dragged in for. I saw that email. So that was Al, was it?
Allegedly.
Can't she handle this herself? Al is harmless. Any attractive woman will tell you that she has to deal with the attentions of a pest from time to time, and you just laugh at it. Have you even advised her what making this formal means?
What does it mean?
Well, shouldn't you know? There are procedures. Lawyers will end up all over it, and in the end, nobody wins.
Except the lawyers.
What procedures are you talking about?
Enough games. This is obviously going somewhere. So.
Look, I spent most of the night reviewing the official advice. And now we have policies dealing with harassment from members of the public and to members of the public, but there's nothing dealing with harassment between members of staff. Now, we need to get on top of this, otherwise it's going to get ugly.
Is that why Jazz is off sick today?
Yes.
It's one pathetic email.
Here's a list of specific allegations.
Is this for real?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that room really does need some aircon.
1 second, sir. I've got Inspector Kane on the phone. We've got a probationer PC who finished half an hour ago. She was ill before she left the station. Sounds like the same symptoms.
What did the prisoners eat?
Microwave meals.
And did the PC have one?
You hear that, sir? Yeah. Yeah, I will. OK, thanks. No, she brought sandwiches in. What are you thinking?
If there's a connection.
Well, she was on custody overnight, so she would have dealt with Darren.
Yeah, but if they ate different things, then it's unlikely to be food poisoning. I suppose it could be a virus or a bug that's been passed on while she was here.
OK, what shall we do?
First thing, stop feeding the prisoners the microwave meals. We'll leave Darren in my office and no contact with anyone.
So we're all agreed. This is serious.
We can't tolerate this behaviour. We're sacking him, right?
I've moved out to the campus today so we can make a measured decision.
What's there to decide? It's all here in black and white.
These are only allegations. And even so, Al isn't the first lonely young man to become besotted with a beautiful woman.
None of these allegations are actually criminal.
I cannot believe you're defending him. This is stalking. There are new laws. Sitting outside her house in his car, that is textbook creepy stalker activity. It has to be criminal.
Any lawyer would argue it's a public road. All right, I'm being devil's advocate. The point is, none of us actually knows the law.
So therefore, shouldn't we get the police involved? Because if they take action, then we're covered.
I suggest we put this on hold until I speak to Jazz and find out how she wants to proceed. Agreed?
Yes, whatever.
We need to be fair on both of them. So no one speaks to Al. That's important.
Jenny, I'm sorry to pressurise you, but...
It's okay.
Did it come on suddenly?
Yeah. I was getting ready to go home when... Why'd it have to happen at my time?
Jenny, when you fed the prisoner, did you give him a standard microwave meal?
Yeah.
Can she go home?
Not yet. I need a list of everyone who's been in custody in the last 48 hours. And I also need to know everyone, prisoners, police, anyone who's been abroad recently. And I need to find out about Darren's movements.
Oh, good luck with that.
I appreciate that you don't want Zara to speak to Al.
Can you imagine?
But someone has to.
Look, I'll sort it out after I spoke to Jazz.
Well, look, why don't I nip over to the campus, talk to Al, man to man, and get his side of things?
I'd appreciate that.
Good.
Oh, I'm sure it doesn't need to be said, but diplomacy, and not a word about this discussion.
At school, they called me Heston Kissinger.
Is that a good thing?
I need to know where you've been 48 hours before you were arrested.
So you can tell the coppers?
No, nothing you say to me goes beyond these four walls. Well, at least tell me if you've been abroad recently. Well, that's no, you haven't, or no, you won't tell me.
Haven't been. I get airsick.
Good.
They want to know if I was in that boozer where that fella got attacked.
Well, if you were, then it might be important. Look, I can't help you until I know what I'm dealing with. And I won't know that unless you cooperate. You think you can tough it out till they have to release you? Look, this is probably nothing, Darren. But it could be any number of serious diseases. The next few hours are vital. Well, your funeral.
What?
Well, it might be.
You are joking.
Just tell me where you've been. It's off the record.
Hello?
Jazz, it's Howard.
Hi, Howard.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Well, I thought I'd keep you up to speed, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Right, well, we've talked about the situation with the partners and nobody else. And what came from the meeting was the police. Hello? Jazz?
I don't, think that's a good idea. I just want him to leave me alone.
Yes, well, I was hoping you were going to say that. I think that is the most sensible approach. I think getting the police involved, things could get messy. Now, what I propose is that we sort this out between ourselves and get you back to work as soon as possible. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, sure.
Good. Right, well, I'll leave you to it, and I'll keep you up to date.
Goodbye.
Go away, Howard.
Hi, Jazz, it's Al. Look, I know I'm not supposed to be calling you, but I've just heard that you're off sick, and I wanted to make sure that you're okay. You know, so I'm just saying, get well soon. Come in. Bye.
Al, may I have a quick word?
Sounds ominous. Have I fallen behind on the biscuit fund again?
May I? Huh? When I was a young man, which is not as long ago as you young guns like to think, affairs of the heart could be pretty confusing.
Heston, I had this conversation with my father when I was 14, and it was equally awkward and redundant back then.
Ardour is so easily misunderstood, even when it's heartfelt. My generation found it pretty confusing, and I think yours even more so.
Can you get to the point?
Jazz is the point. Allegations have been made about you.
Who? Who has she made these allegations to?
Just to the partners. But I want to hear your version of events.
Okay. Jazz and I have had a misunderstanding. We were close. Well, at least I thought we were. I've had a really difficult time of it recently, and she became a shoulder to, you know. I am very fond of her, and on occasion, I may have done the wrong thing.
I think you should keep your distance, for your sake. Now, you're due at the mill this afternoon. No need to show your face. And don't worry, only the partners know about this.
Yeah, things like this never stay quiet for long.
Sergeant Hollings, could you come in here, please?
Yeah.
Darren thinks if he tells me anything that I will tell you. Could you explain to him that I do not repeat things that are said in confidence, as I am not allowed to?
Anything that you say in confidence, you will not repeat because she's not allowed to. Anything else, Dr. Reid?
No, thank you. So, Darren, where were we? Or more to the point, where were you?
Just spoke to Jazz. She doesn't want the police involved.
Good.
How'd it go with Al?
I think we've dealt with it. He acknowledges he got a little bit carried away, but he sees the wisdom in keeping his distance from Jazz for the time being.
Excellent. I'll tell you something. If we get through this with no damage to the practice, we should treat ourselves.
A new company Jaguar?
I was thinking of lunch somewhere.
Right, I need to know the name and number of the pub where the assault happened.
Wild Horse, Covington Street.
Thank you.
Sergeant Hollins. Right. How many? Oh, it wasn't, was he?
No, this is an official inquiry. I need to know if anyone has reported vomiting or diarrhea in the last few days. No, I'll hold.
2 more officers have come down with sudden vomiting. One of them was arresting a sex offender. They're worried about contaminated evidence.
Well, they should be worried about contaminated police officers. Did either of them have contact with Darren or Jenny?
I've asked them. I'm just waiting for an answer.
Hello?
Yeah, Rob Hollins.
No, look, this isn't about blame, but I do need you to be sure. OK, thank you.
Thanks for getting back to us. No, none of them dealt with Darren, but one of them had a coffee with Jenny early in the shift.
If, and it's a big if, this is a disease, then it's virulent. This is a doctor's worst nightmare.
I think you're enjoying this.
Me? I don't know what you mean, Rob. Being at ground zero in the thick of it all. This is as rock and roll as it gets for a GP.
Jenny, what are you doing here?
Sarge, I need a word.
What is it?
You know my probation's up next month.
Yeah.
If I've made a big mistake, can they kick me out?
Come on in.
Hi, Jazz, it's Al. Look, I just had a talk with Heston, and I want you to know that I'm going to be backing off. This is the last that you will ever hear from me. I'm sorry that any of this ever happened.
I'm feeling a little bit better now, Sarge. I still feel like any second I could...
Okay, whatever it is you want to tell me, just take your time. There you are. And if you're going to throw up on a chair, make sure it's that one where the briefs sit.
Somebody said that Darren, P's good, as is too.
Yeah, that's right.
Had to give Darren something to eat this morning. He didn't want the microwave food. He has an allergy. I gave him half my sarnie.
Why didn't you say?
Well, I thought, I know I shouldn't have. I panicked about getting a black mark on my record.
Okay, all right, okay, that's it. That's good. Well, it's not good. Don't worry about your record. I'll sort that out later. Just stay there.
Hi, Al. Oh, now, before I forget, Dr. Carmichael has asked if you could go and see her as soon as you get in.
Oh, I can't. I can't do it anymore. Doctor, please help me do something. Promise me whatever I say is just between us.
Of course.
I was in the Wild Horse. I only nipped in for one, so I can't have been there long. I spoke to a mate. I went to the loos.
Did you have contact with anyone?
That bloke they said I beat up.
Physical contact?
You could call it that.
So your alibi was a total crock?
You shouldn't be here, and you can't use that.
Sorry, I overheard. I didn't mean to. Jenny's just told me that she shared her sandwich with Darren. It's food poisoning.
Well, that doesn't explain the other officers being sick. Look, I need to know whether she made her own sandwiches or if she bought them. If she bought them, then that's maybe where the other officers got theirs.
Oh, and Darren, she's right. We can't use it, but now we know you lied about visiting your friend. Cheers, mate.
How are you feeling?
Feeling a bit better. Can I go home now?
Oh, soon, hopefully. Look, I need to know whether the sandwiches were bought or if you made them.
I bought them at Giuseppe's, Sarge.
What's that?
It's a little sandwich bar around the corner. A lot of the guys use it.
Well, chances are then that the other sick coppers got theirs from there. Right, well, if those sandwiches are contaminated, Giuseppe's needs to be closed down now. And I need a list of everybody who bought their lunch there today.
I can give you one name. Mine.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
You wanted to see me?
Who said that you could sit down? You're not here for a discussion. Firstly, and let me be clear about this whole thing has been a massive pain in the neck for me.
Today was supposed to be a day of harmony and bonding for me and my child. But now, thanks to you, it has been wrenched from me, and it is a day that I shall never get back. I am not interested. Secondly, and let me be very clear about this, your behaviour has been despicable. You are an inadequate, pathetic, I should say man, but really that's an insult to real men, so I'm not sure what the right word is. Oh yes, slug. Thirdly, if you so much as look at Jazz or any other female colleague in a way that I don't like, you will be out. You'll be out so fast they'll rewrite the laws of physics.
I do feel terrible about all.
Oh, you feel terrible? Lurking outside a young woman's home isn't just creepy and disgusting, it is sick. And if it were down to just me, this would be being handled by the police.
It was wrong. I know it was wrong, but I didn't mean to scare her.
Oh, how did you expect her to react? Oh, thank you, Al, my great big superhero.
I was just trying to look after her.
I have absolutely zero interest in your feeble self-justification. You know where you stand, and I am watching you. See how you like that. Now, why are you still here?
What's the time?
Come in.
Time up, Darren.
Right, I'm arranging for transport to take you to the hospital.
Yeah, I spoke to the other sick officers. They had their lunches from Giuseppe's too.
OK, well, I'll let EH know that we're looking at a case of food poisoning.
Yeah. Cheers. Feeling a bit better now. I can go.
There was a lack of evidence.
So she was right. You can't use what I said.
We can't use it in court. That doesn't mean we can't use it. You know your mate Billy, the bloke you used as an alibi? Well, we've just picked him up again for questioning. And this time he's grassed you up. Darren P's good. I'm arresting you for grievous bodily harm. You do not have to say anything.
Oh, Dr. Heskey, are you going to the campus? Oh, would you take this for me, please? Thank you.
I thought I'd keep you up to speed. Heston went to see Al earlier.
Oh, well, I bet you that was very cosy. All touchy-feely over a nice Darjeeling. I bet you told him you understood his feelings and everything. We wouldn't want to impinge on his human rights, would we?
Don't be ridiculous.
Sorry.
Look, we keep Jazz and Al in separate surgeries. Make them keep their distance.
This is a small practice. Even with the campus, there is no distance to keep. People will realise very quickly, if they haven't already, that there's something weird going on.
Then we keep on top of the gossip.
Look, surely one of them has to go. Since Jazz is the victim, it should be Al who goes. Is anyone going to tell me that I'm wrong?
You're wrong. Al is a troubled young man who realises he's lost control of things, but I have sympathy for him. And more than any of you, I know what it's like to have your words twisted until you sound like a monster.
I think we should calm down. Now, Heston and I both agree that we can chart a path through this which maintains the dignity of each party.
Dignity? There's no dignity. Al is a stalker, and where's the dignity for Jazz having to come into work every day and face her tormentor?
Nothing has been proven.
Look, I spoke to Al, and he doesn't deny any of it. What? I thought it was important he was given the female perspective on his behaviour.
How did he take it?
Well, like I care how he took it.
Did you go too far?
I don't think so.
Really?
If Zara says she didn't go too far, then she didn't.
Fine.
1, 3, 4 and 6 are occupied. Good luck to the next shift.
I'm feeling a lot better, Sarge.
Good, yeah. Just give us a minute. I've got to write this up. And I don't see any reason why I need to mention Jenny not telling us about the sarnies.
Well, it would have saved us an awful lot of hassle if she had.
I know, but she'll get her knuckles rapped for not giving him the proper food, and she's a good young copper. One little mistake.
Well, I suppose the good news is that the bacteria seems to be running its course pretty quickly, as you're finding out.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, you've been saving your appetite? Whoa, what's that smell?
Oh, don't. The whole shift. Food poisoning.
Well, we can do this another time if you like.
No. It's your dad's special day and, well, I might just have a starter, though.
OK.
Oh, I can still smell Rob Holling's lunch. Come on.
Problem de-escalated. Job done. Cheer up, Heston.
What about Zara?
What about her?
Waiting for the sun to round these clouds, waiting for these clouds to fade away. Everything seems dull in shadow, love in shadow. At the point of darkness, here comes the light. Here comes the light. Here comes this beautiful light. At the point of darkness, here come the stars. Here come the stars. Here come those beautiful stars.
You know, I've been thinking this for quite a long time, and I know most parents think it, but I do genuinely think that Joe might be gifted.
You don't know what's going on with Al, do you?
And even if I thought something was going on, which I don't, I wouldn't tell you.
She left East District House with you last night, refusing treatment for her 10-week-old baby.
What's she refusing treatment for?
The baby needed antibiotics.
Phil and Max are actually